Hello and welcome to another Oblivion Plays stream. This stream will be ever so slightly different. I'm going to be testing out the new Carenado S550 Citation II, which I bought today on a bit of a spending spree. So I bought this Citation, and I also bought the Jersey UK 2000 scenery. I realised I haven't actually added the links onto my profile yet. But I'll add them on when I get a chance. So I'll kind of treat this almost like, well, I'll do a full review on my YouTube channel probably in the coming weeks, probably if not this week, next week. So this will be more just kind of a first impressions video, just kind of have a play around with it, see what it's like. And then, well, I'll be flying, like I said, from Gloucestershire, which is my home airport, down near Cheltenham, to Jersey, so I can see what this is like, and we'll be kind of testing out some of the systems and just generally having a look. I mean, as you probably can't see because unfortunately I've had to limit the quality of my stream today because I've been uploading so many videos onto YouTube. The Virgin Media has throttled my upload, so I apologise if we get some drops. I might have to decrease it to 480p, judging by what the bit rate is at the moment. But let's just have a jump into the cockpit and have a little look around. So as you can see, these HD textures are absolutely beautiful, really nice. I mean, I think they're 4K textures, so actually on 1080p it's a bit unnecessary. But let's jump into the cabin as well. They've also simulated the cabin. Back passenger one. So yeah, this is the back cabin, and again the high definition textures are reflected back here as well. Excuse me, I'm still suffering from a bit of a cold. I've had it for quite a while now. So let's get up the startup procedure. So like I said, this is a brand new plane, so I might be a bit slow on the uptake and a bit scratchy. I'll just get GSX deboarding as well. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll also get rid of the static elements as we are starting up the plane. I might be using Groupie Air France again. I was using them yesterday. A bit of an odd name. So let's. Oh, there comes the little bus carrying 6 passengers today, and a little bit of luggage, about £1,000 worth of luggage and cargo. But as you can see, the baggage unloading was very quick. So, normal procedures. The procedures, well, from what I can gather from the manuals, are essentially just lifted directly from the real manuals that come with the actual aircraft. So quite a lot of the pre-flight inspections are a bit irrelevant. It talks about draining fuels and looking at pitot covers and removing them. I mean, we just did that. Connecting batteries. So all this is very kind of unnecessary. Then we can do a cockpit inspection, so we can check the documents and manuals. But obviously, this is a bit. Apparently, you can check a flashlight. I can't see. Is there a flashlight in here somewhere? I can't see one anywhere. So we can check the circuit breakers. So I don't think they're simulated. The control lock. Now, there's a control lock obviously in the dash that I've been flying, but is there one here that I can see? That's the speed brakes. Doesn't look like it. Oh, actually, I'm chatting absolute rubbish here. I'm assuming the control lock is actually to lock the yoke. So again, that's not going to be simulated in this plane, but it will be simulated in real life. Well, not simulated, it would be in real life. What else is there? Gear handles down, elevator and aileron and rudder trim are set. Just just about there in the takeoff range. The flap handle agrees with the flap position. Well, I'm pretty sure the flaps are up at the moment. Yep. Throttles are indeed at cutoff. So exterior inspection, you're supposed to what you do in real life. It's not an A2A aircraft, so you can't actually do an external inspection like you can in those planes. But essentially, what you do is you walk around checking all the control surfaces are fine. You turn on the battery and you heat up the pitot tubes and see if they're warm. I'm not sure where they are on this plane, but they'll be. Oh, there they are, I think. I'm assuming these two are the pitot tubes, so you'd feel if they're warm to make sure that that's working correctly. And then you switch the lights and battery switches off at the end, just to make sure you don't waste any battery. Right, so let's get some catering on board. Let's get some refueling on board. So you'd also secure the baggage doors, but we won't do that until we're all loaded up. You check each wings, you check each nacelles. You can check the empennage. So the catering's done, the fuel's just currently going in. It'll take a little while. I've set GSX so that it's a little bit more realistic with the fuel. The default, it takes like a few seconds for it to go in, even when you're in a kind of a very large aircraft. So I kind of set it to a more realistic setting, which you can do in the GSX settings. So off he goes. Right, let's get some passengers on board. And then we can shut the doors and carry on with all the checklists. We get a little tiny little bus, which is quite cute. Got the VIPs on board. And the baggage isn't really well simulated, but here he comes. I think GSX, even if they can't simulate passengers getting on board for larger aircraft, I reckon they should be able to for little business jets. I mean, can't be that much to animate 3 or 4 people to get on board. Not sure where the aft baggage storage is on this plane, but supposedly there is one, because supposedly it's bigger than the front, because if you look at the front, it's not a massive storage space. Bearing in mind, I think this can take up to 8 passengers, including the crew. So it might be. Oh, it could be there. That could be maybe that opens up and then you can get inside. But yeah, it's supposed to carry significantly more at the back than at the front. Right, so that was it. So let's get these baggage doors closed and the passenger doors closed as well. So let's keep going down on these checklists. Oops. More inspections. Right, so now this is the interior inspection. So, emergency exit. Is there an emergency exit in here somewhere? I suspect that's probably the one in the passenger compartment. Passenger seats and belts checked. Baggage door is secure. Door entry lights off, on. Exit placard secure. Fire extinguishers all checked. First aid kit. Go check a first aid kit. That's fine. So oxygen masks. Have we got any oxygen masks? Well, I suspect they're hidden away. Got the oxygen supply. Is it around there? I did have a little brief look around the plane earlier on today, so that's why I kind of know roughly where things are. And the oxygen control valve is on normal. Circuit breakers are checked. Pilot and co-pilot foot warmers. Aren't they nice? Foot warmers. Would that be these ones? What's this? Let's have a little zoom in. Oh, that's a bit too much. No, it's the parking brake. What well, I'm not too fussed about a foot warmer, to be honest. All switches are off, normal, or in auto, which they should be. Throttles, no, we've missed one out. Generators to gen or off if we're doing a GPU start. Well, let's do a GPU start. Let's get them out. So you can see that it simulates a nice little GPU at the back. So we'll leave the generators off, which is in their current position. ATIS and clearance copied. Well, I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to do that without... Can you turn the radios on without the batteries on? No. So I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to do that without having the batteries turned on. I mean, they're in emergency, but in the emergency setting, but I don't think... There must be a way to get them switched on, but anyway, we're not going to bother about that. Battery switch to BAT. Oh, there we go, there's the ATIS now. Rotary test switch, no idea what that is. Let's have a little look, see if I can see it quickly. If not, I'm not going to bother. Oh, it's this thing here. So I'm assuming you just go through a series of tests. Let me just see if I can turn this ATIS off. There we go. Landing gear. That's landing gear to battery temp. Oh, there's the stall warning. That's the reversers. What's that one? Is that overspeed? Anti-skid. Annunciator. Off. So that's quite cool. It's, they've modelled all the tests that you can do. Engine instruments, no flags. Fuel quantity checked. Fuel quantity. That's about right. It's about 800 N each. Actually, that's not. That's pounds. I'm wondering if it put pounds. Well, I'll just check on the FMS when I load it all up. But hopefully, that hasn't just put pounds in. Pre-flight inspections complete. Cabin door locked. Passenger briefing completed. Battery switch to BAT. Parking brakes set. Wheel chocks removed. Seats and pedals adjusted. Cockpit lights set. Let's see if there's any cockpit lights that we can put on. There are some lights up there. See, the controls must be down here then. Doesn't look like there's any overhead controls. Windshield bleeder. Floodlights. Oh god, there we go. It is dawn, so we'll just put it all on a little bit. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Rotating beacon we need to turn on, just because we're about to put on the engines. Which is there. For some reason, I'm finding it's quite hard to read all the text on the dashboard and the flight displays and everything. I'm not sure because they're so high definition. Maybe using 1080p isn't rendering it very well. I'm not quite sure, but if anyone has a fix for that, that'd be quite nice. Rotating beacon. First engine we can start. Right. Well, let's get clearance first of all. Actually, let's get the avionics all on. I did put in 28. flight level. Actually, no, sorry, flight level 40. I have no idea what it's doing. Alright, so let's get startup and pushback clearance.
Clearance delivery, RPS 243. Request startup and pushback. RPS 243, startup and pushback approved. We're ready for taxi. Contact ground on 118 Niner. Startup and push approved. Ground control 118 on Niner. RPS 243.
EC639, taxi uniform, holding point Alpha 2. Uniform Alpha 2, runway 27, thank you, EC639.
Okay, so let's get GSX doing its thing. I suspect, yeah, will be nose left, tail right. What on earth? That's ever so slightly broken. So apparently GSX doesn't work very well. Oh, I see what it's trying to do. It's got very confused about the taxiways. Anyway, let's take off. Let's get the engines going. Hello, Flexible91, thank you very much for joining. So that did one just coming online. That's looking like it's stable. So let's get the left engine on. Let's get the generators online. What is GSX doing? It is definitely not built for Gloucestershire Airport. It's very confused. Right, let's move down to the before taxiing. So avionics power switches are on, which we've already done. DC amps and volts are checked. So that's just here, and I'm assuming that's right. I'm not. Anti-ice systems checked. That's fine. Passenger advisory lights, passenger safety. Now, that's this one. Anti-skid on, which I think was over here somewhere. Anti-skid, anti-skid, anti-skid. Where are you again? There you are. I was looking a bit too far to the right. And then gyro pressure checked, battery temperatures. Where are you, Mr. Battery Temperatures?
EC639, taxi uniform, holding point Alpha 2. Uniform Alpha 2, runway 27, thank you, EC639.
I'm looking for an analog, but it might not be an analog temperature gauge. Yeah, there it is. So batteries, well, it's not in the yellow or the red, so I'm assuming that's okay. Where are we? Pressurization set.
Battery 43, proceed to Sierra.
Let's see where Mr. Pressurization lives. Pressurization. That's temperature. Pressurization source. I'll just stick it to normal. Passenger seats, apparently, so you have to go to the passenger seats before you tap. That's ridiculous. Anyway, speed brake cycled. so that's fine. That's working. Belts and harnesses fastened. ATIS and clearance we've already done. Avionics test checked and set. EFIS, inverters, autopilot tested. Right, taxiing. So let's get taxi clearance.
Ground control, RPS-243, request taxi. PS-243, taxi via Kilo Hotel Alpha. To holding position runway 09er. Tower on 122.9er. To holding position runway 09er via Kilo Hotel Alpha. Tower on 122.9er. RPS-243.
Please prepare for gate departure.
Tombstone 40 Mike, vacate next right, and the apron of Victor, parking stand 8.
So let's get taxiing to runway 9. So runway 9 is all the way at the other end of the airport, so it's a bit of a long taxi. But we'll go left here and we'll cross a couple of runways on the way. Because Gloucestershire has 3 runways that kind of crisscross across each other, and it also has 1 grass runway which we'll just go past in a second. So because I've got ORBX England installed, the scenery is a little bit better, but well, actually no, it's not a little bit better. It's significantly better than the default. So we get a bit of small kind of ground aircraft, and the buildings and everything are in well, they're far more accurate. The tower, for example, looks like that in real life, and it's in the right position, and the cargo, not the cargo, the hangars are the right style, and helicopters where the helicopter school is, so that's quite realistic. And yeah, there's the grass runway to my right. So exterior lights as required. It's the taxi checklist. I'm not sure what that is. But we'll pop the wing and nav lights on, and then the rest will put on. Oh dear! As part of the before takeoff checklist. So for those who are interested, Gloucestershire Airport is well, it's situated between Cheltenham and Gloucester, in the middle of Gloucestershire, southwest of England, and was the home of the Gloucester jet, which I believe was the first ever military jet aircraft produced by the UK. And if you go, you can go and visit the airport. I think they've got like a cafe where you can watch the aircraft, but I think they also have the original Gloucester aircraft on display for those aviation enthusiasts who are interested. And obviously, well, the Cheltenham itself is a great place to visit anyway. So this is runway 9. So let's just do the before takeoff checklist. So anti-ice systems will pop on the pitot and static. Brakes and steering were fine. Flight controls are free. Takeoff data, flaps and trim. Well, flaps will pop down to takeoff approach. I'll just have a quick read of the performance. But it is, right, it's between 2 degrees and 70 degrees. We are 3,000 feet or below, and our weight is takeoff weight is 11,000 pounds. So we could use the 95, 98 for rotate. So we'll just put that 98 there. So we've got reference. And the takeoff fan speed is 98% RPM, so we'll read that off here. Which, just whilst I remember, I can actually program the FMS. Not that I really know how to use it, but we'll give it a go. Let's get up here. So, accept the initial. Oh, it has already. I think it already has programmed in the information. Yeah, So that's fine. So let's go back to takeoff. Takeoff data confirm is set. Crew briefing complete. Let's get takeoff clearance.